Fresh off completing their first sweep of the season, the Angels headed north last night. They arrived in the wee early morning hours in Kansas City. Tonight from Kauffman Stadium, it's the first of 4 against the Kansas City Royals. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and the common theme so far for this Angels ball club through the first 13 games and now 10-3 mark is the fact that the offense continues to click. And Gooby, over that 3-game set against the Texas Rangers, not only did they get key hits, they got them with men in scoring position.
Yeah, Victor, what they've done over the last 8 games, they've really been swinging the bat exceptionally well, averaging 8 runs per game. Really, when you look at it, it's the balance in this lineup, too. 16 home runs in those last 8 games, 7-1 record. Batting average, one of those things that always jumps out. You mentioned with runners in scoring position, a .350 batting average. The bottom part of the lineup has really made it a situation where you got balance to the first part, and then you got a lot of power and consistency down at the bottom. Maldonado's been having a great start to the season. Ohtani, the same thing. Anderson Simmons has really turned himself into a fantastic offensive player. That is why you see all these runs scored. Mike Trout, Albert Pujols are starting to swing the bat a little bit better. 1 through 9, you got Ian Kinsler back in there with his tremendous career numbers against the Royals.
Ian activated in that starting lineup, as Gooby just pointed out. Zach Kozar getting the day off, and that lineup will be facing Ian Kennedy, who so far through 2 starts has been very good for the Kansas City Royals. We're going to step away for a moment. When we return, we're going to talk about another hot start. That's the bullpen for the Angels. Cherokee with 30 highway MPG. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By Mercury Insurance, we're on a mission to save you money. Log on to MercuryInsurance.com to get a fast, free quote and see how much you can save. And by your SoCal Mazda dealers. We're getting you ready for the opener between the Angels and the Kansas City Royals. The first of 4. Mentioned going to break. The Angels bullpen has been red hot. Specifically, Gooby, there's a couple of guys that have been very, very good.
Yeah, it's our Coors Light refreshing finish, and what they've been able to do is finish off that fastball in particular. Jose Alvarez has been throwing the ball exceptionally. He's been 92, 93, pitching inside against lefties and getting the swing and chase out of the strike zone. Blake Wood also, with that little cutter he's been able to throw, the split finger fastball, and also rushing the fastball up mid to upper 80s. Jim Johnson coming out of the ball, but he has been a ground ball machine, but also get those swing and misses on his big 12-6 curveball. These guys coming in the camp, you didn't know exactly where they were going to be, but they've been dominant so far.
Well, when we return, we're going to talk about Nick Tropeano back in the big leagues, getting the start tonight against Kansas City. Junior, the Western Bacon Cheeseburger is calling your name, little buddy. Pick it up. And by your Southern California Cadillac dealers. Welcome back out to Kauffman Stadium. That's Ian Kennedy ready to go for the Kansas City Royals. And Gooey, it's Nick Tropeano on the mound for the Angels. First time he's pitched in a big league game since 2016.
Yeah, it's been quite a few days for Nick Tropeano. The big thing is just to remember that the butterflies are going to be there. Utilize that in the right direction. And his fastball, I'll tell you what, his stuff in spring training I thought was the best I've seen him throw in a long, long time. 7-7 career mark for Trope with an ERA 3.81. His fastball will be 89 to 94 range, but his curveball, which you saw in spring training a lot, very good. Splitter, excellent as well as his changeup. It's been a long time, 633 days in between his last start in the major league level. The adrenaline's going to be there. Just make sure you relax and enjoy the moment.
Well, they will have the hands full with Ian Kennedy. Hopefully the Angels offense can continue it going. 4-game winning streak. Start this 4-game set against the Royals. We're just about ready for baseball here at KC. Sit back and relax. Lineups at first pitch when we return. That's driven out toward right center field. Gone! Big fly for Justin Upton.
And that ball is driven to right. And that ball is gone. Mike Moustakis
On all new Hyundai vehicles. See your Hyundai dealer today. By Jack in the Box, try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family, only at Jack in the Box. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers.
Gorgeous night for baseball here in Kansas City. The next two nights we'll have some decent weather, but then Saturday and Sunday it's supposed to be a little bit chilly. And that's just been kind of the weather that the Royals and their fan base have had to endure to start this season here. But the Angels come in red hot, and that's why the weather has remained red hot, Gooby, especially with the wind.
Yes, especially with the wind.
Let's take a look at the Angels lineup for Mike Scioscia and the Angels at 10-3. Matches their best 13-game start to start a season. That goes back to 1979 and 1982. Ian Kinsler in that leadoff spot at second base. Mike Trout at center. Justin Upton in left. Albert Pujols at first. Cole Calhoun at right. Andrelton Simmons at short. Luis Valbuena at third. Shohei Ohtani at DH and Martin Maldonado rounding out that starting nine. He is doing the catching as Zach Cozart gets the night off, just a scheduled night off. Ian Kennedy's on the mound, a 33-year-old right-hander, SoCal native. And Gooby, he has been really, really good. He was good in his first year with Kansas City 2 seasons ago. Last year had some hamstring issues, but this year he's got to go on the first 2 starts.
Well, he's throwing the ball exceptionally well. 13 strikeouts in 12 innings pitched. My go-tos to be successful against him as a hitter, you got to lay off that high fastball. Even talked to Eric Hinsky today. That's their goal, to lay off that high fastball above the strike zone and then sit on those secondary pitches so far this year. Against a fastball, 115 batting average. Against the off-speed pitches, 294 for hitters against them.
Check out the Royals on the defensive side of things. A little different looking Royals than we've seen the last couple of years. Jay Almonte and Soler in the outfield from left to right. Moustakas, Escobar on the left side. Goins and Duda on the right with Butera behind the plate.
And John Jay has an errorless streak working right now. 196 consecutive games without committing an error out in left field. He's played some center field throughout his career. Very good range as far as getting to a baseball and charging well, coming in. Pretty solid throwing arm also.
Ian Kinsler ready to lead things off. And the first one tonight is a little bit low. First pitch is brought to you by Carson of Toyota. Kinsler made one start. Second game of the season. That was on Friday in Oakland. With 1 for 4 now, and he'll drive this one out toward left field. John Jay racing back. Errorless streak doesn't matter. This one's gone. Big fly for Ian Kinsler. 1-0 Angels.
What did we say about him loving hitting this ballpark? 22 career home runs, make that 23. 318 career hitter against Kansas City. And welcome back to Ian Kinsler. That ball went a long way. That was working its way to the Hall of Fame building out here in Kansas City. It's our top tier play, brought to you by Arco. He got that fastball lower part of that strike zone. Middle, he wanted to not chase above it, got a 92. And boy, he did not miss that. That baseball went a long, long way. Warmer day here in Kansas City. Baseball will carry.
Here's Trout, looks at a strike. First extra base hit, of course, for Ian Kinsler. Got all of it. 21st home run hit by the Angels this year. 0-1. Even the count. Trout hitting .235, 3 doubles, 4 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Mike last night 0 for 2 with a sac fly, a walk, hit by a pitch, scored a run. Fouled back. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The home run ball has always been a part of Ian Kennedy's game. 98 home runs allowed from 2015 through 2018.
First one he's allowed this year. Trout still has a 2 ball, 2 strike count. 1-0 in Kinsler. The leadoff home run to start the game. Trout, skies went out to center.
Well,
Abraham Almonte there.
He just missed that one. My Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be successful against Kennedy and the Kansas City Royals. It's a little Def Leppard tonight. It's all about believing. And that's the philosophy of believing and bringing that fastball below the upper part against Ian Kennedy and being successful that way. Ian Kinsler brought that fastball down and hits it out.
47th leadoff home run for Ian Kinsler in his career. Now we'll tie him with J-Roll, Jimmy Rollins, 4th most all time. Two balls, no strikes. The warmer temperature, 79 degrees at first pitch. Some clouds up above. Three-0. Pujols on deck. Jeff Kellogg, by the way, is calling the balls and strikes. He's the crew chief. Chris Siegel at first, Marvin Hudson at second, Quinn Walcott at third. That's the crew for the weekend series. Pull that outside pitch. Moustakas has this one. 2 down.
And generally, when you're looking and getting that green light, you want to see if you get a pitch hit deep in the air. Pretty good pitch, though, by Kennedy to run that one away and got Justin up and down in front enough to get a ground ball to third.
So Albert steps in with 2 outs, nobody on. 17 hits shy. Magical 3,000 hit plateau. Went hitless yesterday, going 0 for 5. 5 fly ball outs. Takes a strike.
Albert with great numbers in this ballpark. Basically a home game for him. Grew up in this area, at least part of his early childhood. 308 batting average with 15 home runs in this ballpark.
Shoots this one down the right field line. Fair ball. Just inside the foul line. Ricochets back toward the right fielder Jorge Soler. Albert trucking into second. He is in there with a 2-out double.
Now 16 hits away from 3,000. That late slide into the bag by Albert. 3rd double this season. 5th extra base hit. Mentioned loves hitting this ballpark. Going the other way. He's really used his lower part of his body very well of late. Looking to hit the ball that way. Rewarded with a double to right field. Soler with that good throwing arm out and right made it a close play.
622nd career double for Albert. He is now 3 shy of tying Hank Aaron on the all-time list. Just adding to the Hall of Fame resume. Cole at the plate, 2 outs, man in scoring position, and he takes outside. 3-hit game for Cole, 2nd of the season. He opened up the year in Oakland with a 3-hit game. Last night, 3 singles, an RBI, 2 runs scored. Raised his average to 255. They play the pull shift on Cole. That's in there for a strike.
Cole with a solid series down in Texas. 5 for 10. 3 RBI.
Off speed, ripped to right. Soler has to go back on it and reaches up at the last second. That ball had some carry to. Well squared up by Cole Calhoun for the 3rd out, but Ian Kinsler leads off the game for the 47th time, going deep. 1-0 Angels. We head to the bottom of the 1st. For the Royals, who come into play tonight with a 3-7 mark in the American League Central. John Jay leading things off at left, Jorge Soler in right field, Mike Moustakas at third, Lucas Duda at first base. It's Whit Merrifield, the DH. Abraham Almonte just called up. He is in center field. Ryan Goins at second. City's Escobar at shortstop, and Drew Butera is catching batting ninth. Taking on Nick Tropeano, the 27-year-old native of West Islip, New York, on the mound for the first time since 2016, July 18th, 2016 to be exact. First one is in there for a strike on John Jay.
Right on cue, 89-93 with his fastball, a good curveball, changeup, and split. My go-to is to be successful. We'll go to that after this pitch. Good running action too on that fastball there from Tropeano. My go-to is work ahead. He's worked ahead already all day long and finish with the breakable, an opportunity right now to do so.
Jay, the 33-year-old South Florida native, hitting .243, signed late in the offseason, takes downstairs. Spent last season with the Chicago Cubs. Had a nice year too, 141 games at .296. Drove in 34. One, two. He pulls this one to right, a base hit, which that was elevated. Jay turned that one around, and leadoff man on board for KC.
Yeah, he tried to run that one in, but it got too much to the plate.
Halos defensively tonight have Upton, Trout, and Calhoun, the standard fare in the outfield. Valbuena, Simmons, Kinsler at second. Pujols first, Maldonado behind the plate.
And we saw what Kinsler could do with the bat, but also with the glove. Very impressive. 86 defensive runs saved over the last 7 seasons for Ian Kinsler, Gold Glove winner back in 2016 with the Tigers. Yeah, ideally when you run that two-seamer against a lefty, you have to start at the hip and bring the corner. That started on the corner and ran out over the plate.
Jorge Soler, the right fielder, cutting through that breaking ball. It was the return from the Cubs when the Royals sent Wade Davis to Chicago, and that worked out well for the Cubs. Davis very good for Kansas City. Soler is yet to live up the hype, I should say, after being signed from Cuba.
Tropeano, very difficult to steal a base against. He has a quick move. 4 pickoffs back in 2016 for Trope. Overall 6 stolen bases against him in 11 attempts.
Royals have 4 stolen bases on the season, have been caught 3 times. Jay has 1 bag, 2 caught stealings. This one rolled foul.
When you're struggling as they are offensively, they will be even more aggressive under Ned Yost as far as trying to steal bases.
There's Ned. Interesting offseason. Happy to be here with the Royals. There's a fastball called strike 3. So they're looking, breaking baller off speed, gets the express, 1 down.
Yeah, when you look at the book on Nick Tropeano, he will throw a lot of off-speed pitches. Back in 2016, 50% of his pitches were fastballs. The rest, secondary pitches. He runs that fastball with some late movement. Actually, because he's looking off speed, that ends up being a dangerous spot where that ran into. That's right into the zone for a right-handed power hitter to swing.
Mike Moustakas back with the Royals. Free agent in the offseason, signed late with Kansas City. I should say re-signed with Kansas City. Now 29 years of age. Had an incredible season last year, career high home runs and RBIs with 38 and 85 respectively. And off to a nice start. Through 25 so far this year. 2 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, and 8 runs batted in. John Jay over at first, 1-0 Angels, and the Kinsler home run.
Made a pretty good adjustment over the last couple of seasons as far as not being completely pull happy.
Leadoff single for Jay.
That changeup elevated. Moustakas will be swinging 3-0 here if it's a pitch in his zone. Lucas Duda on deck. He's even big from up here looking down on him.
Yep. A couple of Southern California products back to back in this lineup of Moustakas and Duda.
Chatsworth High School.
Duda from Arlington High School in Riverside. And I can't forget about Ian Kennedy, who's on the mound.
Yes.
3-1 count. That's ripped to right, a base hit. It's right in the wheelhouse as Jay will stop at second. So 2 on with 1 out.
One count. We talked about the need to work ahead. When you're sitting in a fastball count, you get a fastball lower part of the strike zone and in. Moustakas is going to hit that one hard, and he did.
Lucas Duda now 32 years of age. Duda with 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in so far. Batted the count of 1 ball, no strikes. And while Kansas City comes in struggling on the offensive front, 12th in average, 14th in home runs, 15th in runs scored. They've got some guys in their lineup that have some thunder in the bat, and they can make you pay for it. One swing, you got to be careful, especially getting behind in the count.
One thing you don't want to do if you're Nick Tropeano, obviously the butterflies are there for him today. First start, 633 days at the major league level. That being said, when he's ahead of the count, it's very dangerous. When he's behind in the count, he's forced into throwing fastballs, and it's not an overpowering fastball. Charles Nagy would love to see some more consistency as far as throwing strikes from his starting pitchers. They've done a great job as far as limiting the batting average against it, but too many walks so far early on.
Ground ball towards second, should be 2. Kinsler to Simmons.
It must have been a good
like
word
that
Martine said, though.
Yeah.
Hey, just throw a ground ball double play. Look at our infield. Got it.
This is all you need to do. This is how easy it is to pitch. Right to the second, Angels up 1-0. to Ian Kennedy, up 1-0. Ian Kessler leading off the game. Second pitch of the ball game with a home run to deep left field. Nick Tropeano got that first inning under his belt. Gave up 2 singles, but a big double play ball to get out of it. Andrelton Simmons breaks his bat, loops one over to Duda. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the second.
Not easy to get the baseball over that man's head. Off the end of the bat, thought he had a shot at getting a base hit, and that would have been interesting with his speed. But Duda able to jump and get the play on the liner.
He's listed at 6'4".
6'4"?
Yeah. I'm not buying it. Are you?
No.
What are you listed at? 6'5"?
Have me at 6'6".
6'6". No, I'm talking about, like, okay, that's
Yes,
what you were
yes,
listed at.
that's
What are
the-
you in real life?
6'5".
6'5".
6'5" and a quarter.
So you rounded up.
Yes. Why wouldn't I?
1 ball, 1 strike on Valbuena. Luis hitting .244, a double, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. Late on that fastball.
You're going to see a lot of fastballs overall from Ian Kennedy.
And you're going to see some swings and misses on it. You guys talked about the spin rate situation in the pregame shows. Valbuena loops one out toward left field. John Jay. And with Ian Kennedy, that spin rate comes into play. He doesn't throw overly hard, but because the revolutions per minute on that fastball is that much greater than the major league average, that fastball is on you.
Yeah, he throws a lot of those 4-seam fastballs. And he'll throw a cutter on occasion. And depending on the feel of his changeup, will throw a number of them. But he doesn't have a good feel early on, he'll throw even more fastballs.
Here's Shohei. Takes upstairs.
It's a pretty good indication of that spin rate 4-seam fastball upstairs against Ohtani from Kennedy.
Breaking ball foul back. Big rip by Ohtani. Shohei, 364 on the year. 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Had a 1 for 3 game last night, an RBI, a single, and a walk. 1-2. Called strike 3, outside part of the play, looked off the plate. Kennedy rings up Ohtani, a 1-2-3 second. We'll head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Angels.
From Mike Scioscia's club early on 10-3 mark. This is for the third time in club history back in '79 and '82. Both those years won the division. First 4 series. This ties a club record set back in 1987. So a good start, especially when you look at what they've done on the road. 6-1 so far this season, the Angels.
Tropeano delivers a breaking ball for a strike. Whit Merrifield, DH. 29-year-old, native of North Carolina. 9th round pick by Kansas City in 2010. He had a really good season last year. Career high 19 home runs, 78 runs batted in. Also had 34 stolen bases.
And he hits the ball the other way very well, especially behind in counts, looking breaking ball.
Pulled the trigger a little bit late on that one. Down goes Merrifield. 1 down, second strikeout for Tropeano.
Real good breaking ball there for Trope. Stayed on top. Good curveball. He's had a great feel for that throughout the entire spring. And that's an important pitch for him because he's not going to wow you with velocity on his fastball. He'll have movement. His splitter and changeup both solid, but his curveball very, very important. That's his go-to pitch often. Back in 2016, threw that 26% of the time.
This is the veteran Abraham Almonte, veteran at 28. He's been around. Played with the Yankees, the Mariners, Padres, Indians, now the Royals. Claimed off waivers from Cleveland on April the 2nd. With Alex Gordon going on the disabled list, and it seems like it might be a while. Labral tear in his hip.
Talk about one of the best defensive left fielders, maybe in the history of the game, Alex Gordon.
And they're without Salvador Perez, who hurt his knee.
He's getting closer and closer to coming back. Then you mix in the fact that no Lorenzo Cain or Hosmer. A little different offense for Kansas City. That being said, they are a team that puts the ball in play and puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
1-2. Got him looking. Kellogg rings up Almonte. 2 down, back-to-back strikeouts.
All of a sudden, after getting that ground ball double play, better feel for all his pitches. Splitter. I'll tell you what, he's got really confident both his changeup, split, and curve early on.
2 quick outs. Here's Ryan Goins, also a late signee. Goins 1 for 8 on the year. That's over 3 games. Originally a Toronto Blue Jay. Was with him last year, hit .237. Starting second baseman.
Interesting thing, right on that pitch just before being thrown, Martin Maldonado almost looked like he gave a hand signal to Albert Pujols that maybe he might be out in front and pull his changeup. Maldonado was so good with that, whether it's a third baseman or first baseman, potentially on a pitch.
Out toward right field. That's going to fall in for a hit. Went down and got the 1-1 pitch. So it's a 2-out single. Man on, and the City's Escobar coming to the plate. Tropeano is a guy that, it's a brief big league career. 25 games, 24 starts. He's a hit per inning guy. 129 hits through 127 and 2/3 career innings in the major leagues. But a respectable 3.81 ERA. You mentioned that 7-7 mark. And, for the Angels, they got Nick Tropeano and Carlos Perez in exchange for Hank Conger from the Houston Astros. And if Tropeano can kind of continue what he was kind of doing in 2016 before the injury, that would be huge to this rotation.
Especially when you think about it, as of tomorrow night, when Andrew Heaney takes the mound, there'll be 9 different starters in the first 15 games.
Now that's not unusual for this ball club over the last couple of years because of injuries. It just seems like not the first 15 games, but the first 2 months.
Yes.
With all the starters going down.
15 games, amazing. That's the first time since 1960.
And this isn't a team that's 3-10. They're 10-3. rolling into play tonight.
So this is an important start for, obviously, for the Angels and seeing what Nick Tropeano can do, but also for Trope's confidence. And Mike Scioscia even said, even towards the end of spring training, he felt that was the best stuff he saw from Nick Tropeano at any point wearing an Angel uniform. Now, granted, we know we don't want to talk too much about spring training in numbers, but stuff-wise, that's important to know. Mike Scioscia is basically telling him to hold the ball, hold the ball. That way you get an indication if you think a runner's kind of leaning. We always say the most important thing to slow down a running game, holding the baseball.
In and out of the glove. 2 balls, no strikes now on Escobar. City's the shortstop, re-signing with Kansas City. He was also a free agent this past offseason. 31-year-old native of Venezuela. 167 average to start with 2 doubles, a triple, 2 runs batted in. Hit 250 last year. Playing in all 162 games. That's the 3rd time in his career that he's done that. 2-0. 3-0.
Tell you what, defensively, this is a game consistent of 2 of the best defensive shortstops in the American League. Escobar is very good defensively. Andrelton Simmons, we all know how good he is.
Not too often you see Escobar take 3 consecutive pitches. Make that 4. A 4-pitch walk after the 2-out single.
Well, you've said that, we've said that a little bit too often as far as 2 outs and the 2-out walks. Adding extra base runners on, put a lot more pressure on a defense.
And to be perfectly honest with you, he's yet to really look comfortable from the stretch. Gave up the base hit to Moustakas, fell behind and due to 2-0 before he grounded into a double play. 1-1 count to Goins, base hit, fell behind Escobar. Before walking him on 4 pitches, there's a good strike. Drew Butera, the batter, 1-time Angel.
Very popular here in Kansas City. Well, when you deal with an 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball, then a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, you see a hitter late on a swing.
No balls, 2 strikes. Butera now 34 years of age. Got 2 on with 2 outs. Breaking ball got him looking. He knew it. 3 strikeouts in the inning, 4 overall through the first 2 innings for Nick Tropeano. 1-0 Angels as we head to the 3rd. is the game time. Fans in attendance will receive an Argyle blanket courtesy of Thermador while supplies last. For more info, just head over to angels.com.
Not needed tonight, but probably needed Saturday and Sunday here.
I'll buy one for you for Saturday, you big national guy.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Martin Maldonado lead things off 9-1-2 against Ian Kennedy. Halo's getting a run at the first lead-off home run by Ian Kinsler. Maldonado had the night off last night with Rene Rivera getting the start in Texas. Martin at 323, 2 doubles, 6 runs batted in.
That cut fastball there from Kennedy. Doesn't throw it a lot, but it's an effective pitch. It's almost like a slider.
I think especially after you go to the previous pitch, it's that slow breaking ball. So your eyes track down and away, and all of a sudden here comes a fastball and it darts away from you at the last second. Tough pitch to make contact on. It goes back to it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And now more likely to try to ride that fastball upper part of the strike zone.
Kennedy last year mentioned the tough go of it. 5-13 with a 5.38 ERA over 30 starts. That was just Ian off the plate.
Very similar to the pitch that Ohtani was called out on.
Shohei looking on. 3-2. Lifted in the air to right. So there. Goes there.
A lot of room in the outfield here at Kauffman Stadium. Especially back in the day when it was AstroTurf. You had a lot of visiting clubs. Their outfielders almost playing on the warning track. Because if you went to try to come in on a baseball, be a lot of inside the park home runs and triples. Why it's important for your cutoff men. You see that especially for the Angels with Kinsler and Simmons to get back a little bit further than normal as far as being a cutoff man if there's going to be a play at a base tonight.
.93 on the corner for a strike. Kinsler with a home run, his first of the year. 47th time he's led off a game with a home run. No balls, 2 strikes. This is what he did. Second pitch of the game against Ian Kennedy. Did not miss it.
Well, we've seen that swing a lot of times over the years, especially on the inner half. He doesn't miss many fastballs. I don't care what kind of fastball you have. He is going to make good contact, and that got out quickly.
Pulled foul. Still at no balls, 2 strikes. Ian sitting at number 4 all time by himself. Pitches past Jimmy Rollins. Halos with 2 hits. Kansas City with 3. We're in the 3rd. Defensive alignment with the pull shift on.
Yeah, Ian doesn't hit many ground balls to that right side of the infield. Hit some fly balls that way, but not many grounders. Here's his changeup. And that's a field pitch for Ian Kennedy. If it doesn't feel comfortable for him even warming up in the early part of the game, he will abandon that pitch and throw more fastballs.
Reaching for it. Duda has to go far to his right. Little foot race. Kennedy beats Kinsler. Round number 2.
Now it's time for the Carl's Cam replay back in June of 2014. Mike Trout against our old buddy Jason Vargas. This baseball went 489 feet. that is Bo Jackson-like territory before that second level of fountains.
Yeah, that went to Splash Town.
That, when you look up from even here, especially when you're on the field, that is so far. 489 feet. Great career numbers against the Royals. 333 for Trout.
Lifted a fly ball to center field the first, so he's 0 for 1. Ball at a strike.
He's struggled against Kennedy, though. 1 for 11 for Trout against Ian Kennedy.
292 hitter career here in this ballpark.
Two pretty good pitches right on the outside corner. 94 with a fastball, curveball, 79 on the corner.
Would you like to say pitcher's pitches?
Yes, unhittable spots.
Back outside. Brings that one upstairs. Trout's nobody on. Now the 2-2. Full count. Cody's one of those guys that really accentuates the release point out in front. Talk about that a lot with young players, and it's difficult to explain it, but I mean, you talk about a guy that really gets out in front as he delivers a baseball.
Yeah, we were talking about that a lot on the pregame show about release point.
There's his first free pass. Comes with 2 outs. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it helps you sell the changeup and the breaking ball. The more that you're able to get out there in front.
Especially when you have the same arm angle on all those pitches. If you're out in front, you can't really tell if it's going to be a changeup or a breaking ball or a four-seam fastball. He's always had really good balance, keeps that front shoulder and drives towards the plate very well, and reaches out. Great release point.
Yeah.
Like you said, Victor, he's out in front with that. Very good. Not cutting across his body like we saw J.C. Ramirez doing the other day when he was struggling with his elbow.
Here's Upton. Just off the plate. And even more so when he throws a breaking ball or a changeup. Almost as if he, after the ball leaves his hands, like he's still running down the slope of the mound coming at you.
It's like a follow through on the golf swing. You want to make sure you get all the way through your golf swing.
2-out walk to Trout. He's at first. Upton grounded out in the first inning. That's blocked by Butero.
Go right back to Ian Kennedy, how well he keeps that balance, and he's driving. He's keeping that front chin tucked on that front shoulder and following through, and his eyes never leave the target. You talk about trying to keep his head and eyes still as he delivers the baseball. Just 2 walks so far in 12 innings coming into the game with 13 punch-outs. 1 walk to Trout there with 1 strikeout tonight.
Just would like to have that one back. 2 balls, 1 strike.
So far he's thrown, what, 7 pitches? Only twice has he thrown him a strike.
That's off the plate. Called strike. Need a fungo to hit those pitches.
There's pitches, and then there's beyond that. Butero setting up away, tries to bring that 2-seamer back. Credit Butero for that one because that was clearly off the plate.
Two, way outside. Full count, 2 outs. Trout will be on the move. There goes Trout, 3-2. That's ripped into center field, a base hit. Trout keeps on chucking. over to third. First and third with 2 outs.
And I love the way Trout is aggressive going around. You're going to be able to go first and third, but you go quickly just in case there's a bobble out in center field. If that's the case, Dina Weeble would send him home. That's why you never give up. Is if you're a youngster watching this, go all the way through the bag. Good swing, fastball, didn't try to do a whole lot, used the middle of the field. And Trout going on that swing, realize he's going to go first and third, but he's going quickly just in case, and he picks up Dina Weeble if there's a bobble in the outfield.
It's great base running, it really is.
So often you'll see a guy just cruise around.
Yeah.
But you know, when you see a guy going fast, that's when you run up there and you could bobble the baseball as an outfielder.
Yeah, the guys that cruise into third, all of a sudden there's a bobble, and then they're late starting again. Either they don't go or they're easily thrown out at the plate because of it. Albert flipped a double down the right field line in the first inning.
$1,254 extra base hits. That's 7th in Major League history. 616 of them home runs. Yeah, Albert's really a little bit, a lot different hitter over the last 7, 8, 9 games where he's tracking pitches. Remember early in the season, he was chasing that.
Yeah, trying to pull.
Yep. Double down the right field line, his first at bat.
3 infielders on the left side. The right side wide open. Trout over at third, Upton at first.
And depending on the count, Albert will hit that ground ball to the right side of the infield.
Yeah, if you keep pitching him away, he'll take the RBI. 1,924 in his career. Pitch him inside. 1-1. That's out toward right field. Soler racing back toward the corner and will reach up, make the catch, bang into the wall, and hang on to it. Nice play by Jorge Soler. With that wind blowing the other way, maybe hung up a little bit because of it. A terrific play by the right fielder. The Angels will leave a couple of men on. So 7 start, of course. Make sure to stay for a post-game Saturday night fireworks show presented by Wells Fargo. Tickets and information at angels.com.
Fireworks on a Saturday night.
Who knew? 1-0 Angels. Bottom of the third. Nick Tropeano, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed. Second time through the order now with Jay, Soler, and Moustakas. John Jay had a base hit in the first inning.
It's almost the exact same spot where that fastball ran out over the plate, was able to line it into right field.
1-2. Just got a piece of that one.
That's one of his ones sometimes as a hitter. You just start
Just
running
run.
down to first base.
Yep.
Especially when you're behind an account like this and you had a swing like that. Just keep running down the line. You're going to be safe. Shook off a couple different pitches.
One ball, two strikes. Soler on deck. There's Andrelton Simmons. One down.
It's a good pitch right there. Run that one away. Get a ground ball. Firm believer, especially with this defense in the infield. Just think in terms of down and away. Change speeds. Keep it down. Take a look at our Nissan pitch cast where this pitch was located. Running fastball outside part of the plate. Gets a quick ground ball to Andrelton Simmons.
Soler, the right fielder, made a nice catch on the Pujols line drive. Struck out looking in the first. He's coming up hacking.
I would make him improve that he can hit a breaking ball. I'd stick with a breaking ball against him.
Very similar to Alcides Escobar.
Yes.
Normally, anyway. Before he drew the first the 4-pitch walk in the second. 0-2.
I'll tell you what, he's had a real good feel for that two-seamer bringing it back. Now you can expand the strike zone with a breaking ball. You might get a chase well off the plate.
Tried it.
Is that the Mel Hall look, the pocket out?
Some guys are superstitious. Maybe he had
No, not baseball players, you think?
Exactly. Breaking ball, just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a pretty good take. That was a nasty pitch from Tropeano.
Moustakas on deck. Full count.
So he went the 0-2 pitch, a splitter. Then the back-to-back sliders. I think the slider the pitch before would have got him 0-2. But he tracked that one away. Now he's sitting fastball.
Back outside, it looks like. Got him painted on the outside part of the plate. 2 down.
There's nothing you can do as a hitter. You give up on that pitch because you think it's a ball. As a right-handed batter against a right-handed pitch, you think that's off the corner. Look how he's able to bring that one back and catch the corner. You talk about some late movement on a fastball.
For the longest time, the bread and butter for Jared Weaver, especially on left-handers. The old front door two-seamer.
Yep.
Here's Moustakas. Single to right in the first inning.
Yeah, Weave's been checking in on us every once in a while via text message.
Piped in the other day to me.
Yep.
I think he had a lot of fun. I think he wants to do some games in the booth with us. I think he wants to
Yes.
drive down and hang out in the booth.
Hang out as long as he can let us play at North Ranch where he belongs in the country club. We'll let him do that.
Anytime.
Yeah, it's a good trade. That's a great track, by the way. It's
Wouldn't know.
27 holes.
Never invited me.
That invitation's in the mail.
Here's the 1-1. Up the middle, but Simmons is there. A 1-2-3. Third for Nick Tropeano. We'll head to the 4th inning. Angels leading at 1-0. 2 other hits, double to Pujols, single by Upton, nothing else. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Calhoun, Simmons, and Valbuena due up here in the 4th. 5, 6, and 7. Cole line down to right, 10 the first, so he's 0 for 1.
Not great career numbers for Cole in this stadium, especially when he got more so in the pull mode. But since we saw in spring training and carried into this season so far, using the whole field, this would be a perfect field for him to have a good series, a 4-game set here, especially driving into gaps, right center, left center.
Good rip of that fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 starts that Ian Kennedy's had. First one against the White Sox, got a no decision. The other one at Cleveland. 8 strikeouts, 4 hits allowed in 6 innings against the Indians. Full count. Payoff on the way. There's that fastball upstairs. Down goes Cole. 1 away. Strikeout number 2.
Slightly pulled off on this 4-seam fastball upstairs. He's been staying back so well, thinking in terms of driving that to left center field, but you see that front hip open up a little bit quicker than we've seen from Cole.
Simmons hacking first pitch, fouls it back. A little soft liner in his first at bat to Duda. 0 for 1. Andrelton last night 0 for 3, but drew 2 walks. Comes in batting .345, .379 on base percentage. That pitch was nowhere near the strike zone. 0-2.
Tell you what, if you're a pitcher tonight, you're not afraid to throw anything anywhere close to the strike zone.
This is ripped and a diving stop by Mike Moustakas. 2 outs. Nice play by Moose.
Real good prep step there for Moustakas as he's ready for this one on the dive, makes a play. Back at Chatsworth High School, a shortstop and a closer, so he's always had that strong throwing arm. That ball was hit very well by Andrelton Simmons. Moustakas, a nice play on it.
Luis Valbuena up with 2 outs, nobody on. He'll flip this one out toward left center field. Almonte's not going to get there. It falls in for a hit. So a 2-out single brings up Ohtani. Valbuena getting to start at 3rd today. Cozart getting the night off, as we kind of suspected. We talked about it last night with Kinsler coming off the DL. Shohei struck out looking in the 2nd inning.
He was ready for a fastball inside. First pitch. Fairly patient at the plate, but there's been a batter or 2 during the course of the game where he's ready to go and swing hard at the first pitch.
Here's the 1-0. Fouls this one off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Signing some autographs behind the cage today after batting practice.
Talk about some happy fans at that point.
1-1 pitch. 1-2.
On that last at bat, he was called out on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball that was well off the outside corner. Excited fan there to be able to get a baseball hit foul by Shohei Ohtani.
One-two. High fastball fouled straight back.
See that reaction by Ohtani. He felt he could have did some damage on that pitch. Again, they're trying that. The goal was to try to bring that fastball down above the upper part of the strike zone against Kennedy.
Two-out single for Luis at first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kennedy at 68 pitches with 2 outs here in the 4th. Halos have made him work a little bit, especially with 2 outs a couple times in this game. Still just a 1-run game. Full count.
Good at bat working here for Ohtani.
Valbuena will be on the move. Duda's playing behind him at first base. Luis better be alert. With Ohtani at the plate. There he goes, 3-2. Lifted in the air. Out toward left field. Has some carry, but playable for John Jay. That'll do it for the Angels here in the 4th. We hit at the bottom of the frame. Angels still up 1-0.
Movement and his ability to throw his breaking ball for strikes early on. Late break to that 12-6 on his curveball, but then that outstanding 2-seam movement, 93, and then paints the outside corner looking with a perfect fastball at 91. So 2-seam fastball working well, curveball, split, change, been solid, especially when he's been ahead of the count.
5 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed. Duda, Merrifield, and Almonte. 4, 5, and 6 for Kansas City here in the 4th. That's ripped out to right field. A base hit. Pitch that was up. Leadoff single. Duda 1 for 2 in this game since he grounded into an inning-ending double play in the 1st. Second time tonight that Tropeano's allowed a leadoff single. Merrifield struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1.
I'll tell you what, if you're a pitcher, you got to just stay off those outside corners, and you're going to get the call. It's an unhittable pitch.
At least Jeff Kellogg's been consistent.
Yes. I mean, there's nothing you can do as a hitter. The only thing you can hope for is try to punch that ball the other way. But you're certain it's going to be soft contact.
Breaking ball out to deep left. Upton racing over, curls around, makes the catch. One down.
Tropeano got away with one there, as Upton was able to run that one down. This breaking ball spins back. Just got underneath it, little top hand swing to it, kept it in the yard. Got an out though.
Almonte struck out looking in the second. First start since joining the Royals.
Yeah, and going back to, if you're getting an umpire's calling those pitches off the outside corner, just stay there. Both the lefties and righties, you're getting those calls. As a hitter, you got to track away. That's where I think Merrifield just missed that last one, because he was still aware of a pitch well off the outside corner.
Duda over at first base.
Good changeup. Real good changeup. Good arm action.
.53 pitches so far for Tropeano.
Back with another all-speed. That's a splitter there.
I think he gets him. That pitch is down.
Oh yes, he's chasing it because he's got to protect outside part of the plate and off the plate.
Can you show something, fastball or something, in off the plate now? After going so many off-speed pitches down and away?
You can, but because of his movement on his fastball, you got to make sure it starts off the plate to bring it to the inside corner. That's the danger of starting on the corner. If it runs out over the plate, that becomes a hittable pitch for Almonte on this swing. I still say soft, go down and away, see if he'll chase.
Good little battle here between Tropeano and Almonte. Almonte, playing with Cleveland last year, got into 69 games in 233. Another 1-2. Just low, went with a fastball. And it would have locked him up too. He was looking off speed again.
Now you have a hitter confused. You can go back with another fastball, or you can go that changeup going away. Shook all the way off to the curveball.
Ground ball right side, base hit. Too good of a pitch. Duda is going to turn and head toward third. Throw from Cole is not in time. So first and third with one out.
And you notice Tropeano shook off Martin Maldonado a couple times in that sequence. He wanted to go back with the fastball, then change up, and then he tried to backdoor a curveball. And it was up high enough he could just get it by Albert Pujols at first base.
That can almost plays into the swing pattern of Almonte.
Because the changeup fades away. The curveball, he's going to go straight down, allows him to make contact with it.
First and third, one out, 1-0 Angels. We're in the fourth. Goins had a base hit in the second, so he's 1 for 1. It's a fifth hit allowed by Tropeano on the night. Down low.
It's a smart decision by Maldonado. You're trying to keep Duda close to the base. Don't let him get a big secondary lead. Even though there was no potential pickoff with Valbuena there off the bag at third, you're keeping him close enough. If there's a ground ball in a corner infielder, you still would have a shot at a play at the plate, or ground ball in middle infielders, double play.
.22 career stolen bases for Abraham Almonte. 2 last year with Cleveland. .1-0. That's his line to third. Valbuena's got it. Fires across. They got him.
Unconventional double play. What a play by Valbuena. Quickly catches it, fires it over. Ned Yost wants to take a look at that one. It certainly looked, unless Albert didn't have his foot on the base, it got him in time. That ball was scolded right at Luis. The hot corner and then the firm throw.
No argument from Ned Yost and the Royals. Nice double play turned by the Halos. We're off to the fifth. Angels on top 1-0.
Look at we make it look easy, brought to you by your SoCal Toyota dealers. What a play. Liner at the hot corner. Luis
9-1-2 for the Angels here in the 5th against Ian Kennedy. Maldonado, Kinsler, and Trout. Martin, a fly ball to right field in the 3rd inning. 0 for 1. Jumping on that high fastball. Kennedy with 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits.
That one he kind of dropped down his release point. As a hitter, especially as good as one as Martin has been as far as tracking the baseball this season, you're not going to chase that. It's a different look.
Off the plate. Kennedy wanted that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pulled over to 3rd. Sounded as if Maldonado may have broken his back. 1 down.
Stock has been pretty busy at the hot corner himself tonight.
I think Royals fan base, as much as they would love to have had Hosmer back and Kane and the guys, the core that brought that world championship here, are at the very least thrilled that they were able to keep Moustakas, or at least bring him back. That wasn't expected, obviously, all things considered. As a matter of fact, when the offseason started, all the rumors are out there as Kinsler fouls this one off his body. You know, Moustakas' name was attached to the Angels. Not that the Angels were pursuing him, but that was just one of the rumors.
And certainly was interested in playing and putting on that Angel uniform.
But at the very least, from a fan base here in Kansas City, it's good for them that they've got one piece still here. It'll be difficult to replicate what they had here. Like Lorenzo Cain came over to trade. He was with the Zach Greinke deal. But to have Escobar, Salvi, Moustakas, Hosmer, Cain, Dyson provided some excitement here. A late round draft pick. That's difficult to replicate. You know, go out and fill it in with pieces to get you to the promised land. And the Royals did it.
Each and every one of them was getting closer to free agency at the same time.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of decisions to make with all that core players that brought you to back-to-back World Series. One losing to San Francisco in 7, then coming back and winning the World Series in 5 against the Mets. All with Ned Yost at one point earlier in that season when they went and played the Giants in there. He was in trouble.
Yep. Come back into the mound. Well, I remember we were here.
Yep.
And the Royals got off to a slow start. A lot of rumors that maybe they're going to make a move and let Ned Yost go. And they brought Raul Ibanez back. Ibanez didn't really contribute a whole lot other than the fact that he had that team players only meeting and said, you guys have the talent in this room to get the job done, and off they went. They just went on this incredible run.
Not worrying about the other things, playing as a team, as players.
Trout, a swing and a miss.
Trout was trying to go a little bit further than 489 on that swing.
Just a tad. Mike, a fly ball to center, to walk. Pulled to the left side. Escobar, even if it comes up with it, it's going to be a tough play. He's got a good arm. That'll go as an infield base hit.
And anytime you see a hitter with that type of speed going down the line, that quick transfer, you try to be as quick as possible. The glove to the throwing hand, you're going to make some mistakes like that. I don't know if he gets him anyhow, but he is super quick, and he's a pretty accurate throw from different arm angles. See the shift on against Trout. Tried to plant and throw all at the same time. But Trout with that speed going down the line, he sees a base hit.
So Upton up, 2 outs, 1 on.
Six career pickoffs for Kennedy. He's allowed 1 stolen base in 1 attempt, 66 stolen bases overall against him in 110 attempts. So he's pretty quick to the plate. And Trout doesn't really get a big lead. He's generally going to settle in around an 11-foot lead. I asked him that a couple years ago when he was talking about getting and trying to steal more bases. He's all about comfort to get to that spot and then going and utilizing his speed. It's not necessarily the size of the lead for Trout. He's rated 10 feet right now. Generally, he's going to be rated that 11 and 10-foot lead.
One ball, 1 strike. Justin ripped a single into center field in the 3rd inning. Take a look at Trout's lead.
Not any more than 10 or 11. Pretty consistently.
Back up the middle again. Trout will not advance to 3rd. The last time was up to 3-2 count. Mike had a head start, so 1st and 2nd, 2 outs. Pujols coming up.
2 really good swings tonight for Justin Upton against Ian Kennedy. Now 7 for 24 in his career. Went up, brought his hands up, and got that fastball. See how he was able to bring his hands up, right at the belt, lines it back up the middle.
Albert a double, then a fly ball to right. That fly ball to right took Jorge Soler to the corner. A nice running catch. That ended the 3rd. One ball, no strikes. Three infielders on the left side again, just like the last couple of times up. 1-0. Bouncer back to the mound, trying to pull that outside pitch. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th here in Kansas City with the Angels up 1-0.
Find new roads.
Bottom of the fifth, 1-0 on the Kinsler home run. The first inning. Oh, it's a good look at Kansas City. City of Fountains.
Yes.
8-9-1 coming up against Nick Tropeano, Escobar, Butera, and John Jay.
Was it always rumors there was more fountains here than even in Rome?
Yeah, something like that. Rumored.
Rumor has it. We cannot confirm or deny either.
Escobar takes out. Four pitch walk in the second.
In other words, there's a lot of fountains here.
Yeah, a lot of fountains.
Yeah.
Hence the name, right? A lot of lights too. That's why they had the song Kansas City Lights.
Yes.
One of your all-time favorites. I think that would have been your walk-up song.
Oh yeah.
That should have been the song you played coming out of the bullpen to start, or out of the dugout to start the game.
Yeah.
Kansas City Lights.
That's the plaza.
Yeah.
Yes.
In my mind.
Yes.
Shine so bright.
Continue on.
Grew up with that song. There's some more fountains.
I have to be honest.
It almost looks like Paris. I mean,
yes.
those pictures. I don't know if that's here in Kansas City or Paris.
It could be.
There's Drew Butera. Goopster. This one out towards center. Trout has to come in on it. 2 outs. 2 quick outs, which is good.
Yeah, you want to see that from Tropeano. Remember, walk up when I went to the mound. They started this is before everyone had their own walk-off song. I don't know why they decided to do that. They knew I was a big Led Zeppelin fan. Bring It On Home was my song.
What do you remember when that really started as a true trend?
No, I mean
the starting pitchers and hitters.
Starting pitchers mainly, but I don't remember for hitters a whole lot. No. But it was odd that they decided to play that, and I actually was pretty happy with it.
There has to be a reference point to when it started. John Jay, maybe in the minor leagues is probably where it started, and someone just brought it with them to the big leagues.
And there's certain position players, hitters, that wait for the entire song to almost be played before they make it to the batter's
leaving the on-deck circle. I'm sure that
they will remain nameless, but there is a few.
I'm sure that made you really happy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the mound.
Yeah, you could tell I have a lot of patience to begin with. Like 0.
Jay's 1 for 2. Out toward left. Justin Upton has to go back on it. Ball's got some carry, and Justin will track it down. And that ball's really carrying out the left field tonight. A 1-2-3 5th inning for Nick Tropeano. He's happy with that catch. We'll head to the 6th inning of the Angels still on top.
Good route by Upton. Tracks it down. 1-2-3.
Brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers.
Hey, is that a fountain?
I believe that may be one of the many fountains here in Kansas City. You know, they call it the city of fountains. 1-0 Angels here in the 6th.
Is that right?
Yeah. Beautiful shot. My old man went
I
swimming
was
in
going to
those
say,
fountains.
we were always told that
Yep.
you would not make it out of there if we
Yep.
ever jumped in there. And of course, I tried to listen, but your dad went in there, huh?
He went in there right after they clinched. I want to say 76. He and Freddie Patek jumped into the right field fountains. Cole fouling off the first pitch, and you know, Freddie was 5'2". My dad's 5'10".
So they were able to sneak in there very easily.
Life preservers wouldn't have even helped those guys. The lights out there are bigger than those two guys.
Looking for his first career hit against Kennedy for Cole.
Fly ball to right and a strikeout. Two balls, one strike.
You know, lately though, Jeff Kellogg has not given that borderline pitch on the corners that aren't in the strike zone.
So that's that swing that he's trying to go the other way with it. Two balls, two strikes. Kennedy at 91 pitches. 57 strikes, 2 punch outs, 1 walk. Called strike 3, got him. Locked him up with a fastball, 1 away.
Certain pitchers as a batter, you just don't see the ball well out of the hand of a pitcher, especially even when it throws a lot of fastballs like Kennedy. You can see that Cole was having a tough time tracking it. Runs that fastball inside part of the plate. Normally, Cole would hit that ball a long way.
Did not go. 1 ball, no strikes. Angelton lined out, just grounded out. This one flipped down the right field line. Soler is not going to get this one. Falls in there. Angelton trying to stretch it into a double, and he does.
I'm not so sure if he doesn't let that go, he might have a chance to get him on the throw. That was a firm throw. It probably ends up being a one-hopper, but when you cut that off, you delay the time getting that baseball to second base. But it's still worth the gamble for Andrelton Simmons' 3rd double of the season. Pretty good piece of hitting. That's a nice little cutter. Went down and away, and he was out of the batter's box. He's thinking double. With Soler's throwing arm, he knows he's going to have to really go hard to be able to slide in there and get in the scoring position. Goins cut that one off and tried to be quick and throw it over to Escobar, but Simmons slides in with a double.
Valbuena had a single out to center in his last plate appearance. He's 1 for 2. Simmons with a big lead at second. Halos have had some opportunities with men in scoring position, but so far 0 for 3 against Kennedy. Breaking ball down and in is lifted to foul territory. Duda has it. 2 outs.
Right-hander on deck in Martin Maldonado. Ohtani up. Open base.
They're going to intentionally walk Ohtani. Now remember, this is new to him. The new rule of the not having to pitch to him, so an intentional walk, and it'll bring up Ohtani. A smattering of boos in the crowd here at Kauffman Stadium.
First time he's been since he walked in his career.
So 2 on, 2 outs. Halos have now had this situation 3 times against Kennedy, the 3rd, 5th, and now here in the 6th. Action now in the bullpen. Boyer, first man up. Maldonado 0 for 2. Oh, 1. 0-2.
Outfield playing pretty shallow. When you think of Ian Kennedy, you always think of fly ball percentage. Since 2010, the highest fly ball percentage, 8th highest in baseball for Kennedy. Just under 42%. Anticipating something hit in the air, and they're playing shallow. Those numbers, 8th highest fly ball percentage by any pitcher in the last 9 seasons. Mentioned just under 42% for Kennedy.
More than likely his last inning. 1-2. Breaking ball. This was looped out towards shallow right center field. Soler is there. And the Angels once again leave 2 men on. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still a 1-0 Angels lead.
Big inning here for Nick Tropeano after a quick 1-2-3, bottom of the 5th. Tough part of the order here for Kansas City.
It'll be 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Royals. Soler, Moustakas, and Duda. Tropeano 66 pitches, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. And has scattered 5 hits. The only thing that may be a little worrisome is that the 5th inning, all 3 were fly ball outs, elevating some pitches. Soler 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, both looking as he hacks through the first pitch again. No balls, 2 strikes.
It's a pretty mighty hack at that fastball. That was a overthrown curveball well off the outside part of the plate. They tried to force that one. He hasn't had to do that. Been under control, especially with the feel of his breaking ball. One of the few that he overthrew.
Yep. Down goes Soler, 1 out.
That's a great adjustment. I think a lot of that credit deserves to go to Martin Maldonado. Just gave him that glove sign, said, hey, right back at it. First pitch of that sequence was excellent. There it is once again. He's had some sharp late break to his pitches. 3 punch outs for Soler against Tropeano.
Moustakas with a single and a ground out. 1 for 2.
A lot of damage for Moustakas on that first or second pitch. He's been pretty solid on off speed, but really sits first pitch fastball. Good changeup there from Tropeano. Back-to-back changeups.
Now the 0-2. Hey, stay tuned during the 7th inning stretch for the Nissan Game Break with Jose Mota. Lucas Duda, the man on deck. 1 out. We're in the 6th. Out toward left field.
That's utilizing the big part of the yard, going away against a tough lefty. Good pitch. Nice play out there by Upton again.
So 2 outs and nobody on for Duda. Double play ball in the first, a single in the 4th. Combined hit 30 home runs last year between the Mets and the Rays. Good off speed pitch, rolled foul.
Tell you what, when you look at his follow through and his mechanics tonight, I think Tropeano has been completely under control for the most part. A couple of overthrown breaking balls for the most part, though. Good balance over the pitch and rubber.
Back up the middle, but Simmons is right there. Tropeano with a 1-2-3-6. About that, 7 straight retired by the righty. We're off to the 7th. Angels still on top. for Ian Kennedy, who ended up going 6 innings, allowing a run on 7 hits. Boyer pitching in his 5th game, no record of 15.75 ERA. He's allowed 7 runs on 6 hits and 4 innings of work this year with 2 strikeouts and 4 walks. The Angels have the top of their order coming up.
Trying to breathe again. George Brett put me in a chokehold here.
He just slapped the living daylights out of my back too as I was doing that read.
How was that comfortable too?
He did that as a kid too.
Yes.
You know, some things never change.
No.
Might as well have him autograph that handprint tomorrow. Kinsler 1 for 3 with a home run, a couple of ground outs.
My old roommate. There it is, number 5.
Yep.
Hall of Famer.
Only 3 numbers retired. Royals history 5, 10, and 20. George Brett, Dick Hauser, and Frank White. Two balls, no strikes. Out toward right. One down. Maybe one day they'll retire 23 in honor of Zach Greinke.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I think Mike Jersler right now, third base coach, maybe. He's very good as far as that.
He's
Jersey's great. Oh, yes.
Aren't you doing something here Saturday? It's part of the 50th anniversary of the ball club.
Yeah, I think I might wave to the crowd there as far as one of the top 50 players all time wearing that Royal uniform.
Trout looks at the strike. Mike on board twice with a single and a walk. Fly ball to center as well. 1 for 2.
Depending on what fastball Boyer throws, 2-seam, 4-seam is 89-96. Throw a cut fastball, slider, and changeup. We'll go to that 2-seam fastball a lot on a 1-1 count. And that's that zone where Trout does a lot of damage on a fastball.
Boyer's signed by the Royals in February. 36-year-old Georgia native. Pitched last year with Boston. It's off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Originally the Brave system, so Royals general manager Dayton Moore certainly very familiar with Boyer. It's the organization he was with prior to coming here. Ground ball off the plate towards second base. Goins can't come up with it. Even if he does, it doesn't matter. That ball hit the ground first. It's not as if it was a pop-up.
And if that baseball gets by him, he's lucky enough to be able to keep that in front of him, because if it gets by him and rolls into the outfield, Trout, with his speed, has a chance to turn that into a double. Second hit, 3rd time on base.
That's one way to fight off that pitch.
Talk about getting it inside on your kitchen, right off the plate. We showed earlier in the game that 489-foot home run so far in this game, a couple singles on some tough pitches that knock it through that infield.
Upton 2 for 3. 2 singles up the middle. 1-0. Back.
Good swinging that low fastball. A couple of really good at bats so far for Justin Upton. Line drives back up the middle.
How many guys have seen Boyer that much? Kinsler with the most at bats with 9, now 10 after hitting that fly ball to right. Upton 1 for 3 with a double. 1-1. That's pulled to left in a 3-hit game for Upton. So for the third time tonight, Albert will step up with 2 men on.
After 2 line drives up the middle, gets a breaking ball, a little cutter, I should say, and lines it in left field. Went down and got that breaking ball. Stayed back on it well, lines it in the left field. It's a real solid swing path there tonight going for Justin Upton. Albert with 77 career RBI against Kansas City. An opportunity to add on.
One for 3 with a double, a fly ball to right, and a number back to the mound. Only run of this game, leadoff home run by Kinsler in the first inning. Nine hits for the Angels. They've stranded 8. Kansas City, 5 hits and left 4 on base. Trout at second, Upton at first. Albert 0 for 1 in his career against Boyer. Cole Calhoun on deck. Talk about missing location badly. Utero was set up way inside.
And Albert trying to punch that ball the other way.
Slow roller towards short. They go to second, safe at second. Pujols retired at first. So 2 down. We're going to check, I'm sure, Upton. It was hit so slowly, but Escobar decided to go to second base because they knew they had time with Albert going down the line at first.
Unless he wasn't on the base there. Quick flip.
It looked like he got there. No challenge from Kansas City. So Trout ends up at third, Upton at second.
Credit Upton for really going hard to second base.
Two outs. Cole happy to see Ian Kennedy no longer on the mound. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Back toward the middle, that's a base hit. Trout will score, Upton being waved around, and Cole Calhoun comes up big, a 2 RBI single, 3-0 Angels.
And that's that pitch, letting it drift into the strike zone and lines it through the shift, picking up a 2 RBI single for Cole. What'd you say about he was happy that Ian Kennedy was out of the game? Didn't try to pull it, shift on, beats the shift.
So Cole picks up Albert.
And big base running there by Upton to be able to beat that throw to second base, the key for 2 runs scored.
Angelton Simmons 1 for 3. Doubled in the 6th inning. Third double of the year. Cole now, by the way, with 9 runs batted in. Here's the 1-0 upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes, 10 hits for the Angels tonight.
Double figures once again. An outstanding offensive road trip down in Texas. 26 runs scored in 3 games.
Lifted foul. Headed toward the seats. This is the 8th time this season the Angels have had 10 or more hits.
This is game number 14 of the season.
Fewest hits in a game this year, 6. They've done that twice.
Eric Hinskey's done a real nice job with his teachings of the approach at the plate. Nine straight games for the Angels with a multi-run inning. Those crooked numbers talk about so often. Paul Sorrento, Eric Hinskey, joking around with them on the plane last night. They said, hey, we're just trying to stay out of the way. Well, they've done a great job with these hitters so far this season.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Calhoun at first. 3-0 Angels here in the 7th. Breaking ball slipping out of the hand.
I have no idea how they didn't hit Angelton Simmons. He is Simba. Quick. %70 of the time, Boyer will throw a fastball 3-2.
Calhoun on the move, and there's ball 4. There's action in the Royals pen as Boyer's thrown 22 pitches. He's found Buena due up next. Yeah, now the big man.
You give him a firm fastball.
Yep.
Orange Lutheran High School. Garrett Cole and him.
Luis popped out his last time up, 1 for 3 in this game. He's got Calhoun at second and Simmons at first. Opener of a 4-game series here in Kansas City. Ohtani waits on deck.
These are the times when this offense has really had that real good swing, that chance to expand the lead.
Back up the middle, off the leg, ricochets towards Duda. It's going to go as an infield base hit, and they're loaded up for Shohei Ohtani.
It's one of those ones as a first baseman, you're caught in between. You have to go get the baseball, but once you make that commitment, there's going to be no play whatsoever at first.
That's going to be it for Boyer. Ed Yost is making the slow walk out there. Brandon Maurer ready to go. So Boyer unable to get through this 7th inning unscathed. Pitching change. We're in Kansas City. Bases loaded for Shohei Ohtani when we return. Angels up 3-0. Saturday without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Brandon Maurer takes over on the mound for Kansas City. This will be his 5th game, 0-2 with an ERA of 15. 3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, and he's already allowed 2 home runs on the season.
Yeah, 93-99 with his fastball, so cutter, slider, and changeup. A lot of first pitch fastballs, left-handed batters. This might be the time where Shohei is ready on the first pitch to let it go. Calhoun at 3rd, Simmons at 2nd, Valbuena at 1st. Maurer's first one. He did go after it. 95-mile-per-hour heater, 0-1. Never hit a grand slam in Japan. Looking for his first career grand slam here in MLB. Maurer still just 27 years of age. Finished the year last year with Kansas City after being acquired from San Diego. Here comes the 1-1. Off speed. Pretty good changeup. One-two against lefties in his career about 41% of the time. He will throw either between his slider and changeup.
1-2. That's out toward right center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Calhoun scores. Here comes Simmons. Valbuena being waved around. Ohtani on his way to 3rd. Easily sliding in with a bases clearing triple. That was fun to watch. I remember watching a certain outfielder here a lot of years in Kansas City, how he went home to 3rd for a triple. Willie Wilson. That was impressive. The strides for Shohei Ohtani picking up his first major league triple, a 3 RBI triple. He turned on that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got that toe down, and he turns on it to the gap. And his strides were outstanding. How quickly he was able to cut the corners. Excited about that opportunity to be able to film that first career triple. And once he gets to that first base, just look how he turns on the afterburner and is able to cruise in there. Maldonado, slow dribbler. And he is retired for the 3rd out, but the Angels hang a 5 spot, 6-0 Angels as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Now it's time for the Nissan Game Break with Jose Mota.
Thanks, Victor. Well, the Angels offense continues to roll quite nicely, and of course, even without him, he missed 11 games. Welcome back. Ian Kinsler, he immediately let everybody know what was missed, what he brings to this offense, because Ian Kinsler was the first AB here today. After the groin issues, they are gone. He goes deep. Look at every single angle we see here on how nice and full follow through with those two hands for Ian Kinsler, putting the Angels on the board. They lead 6-0 now, and of course, the biggest story is, welcome back, also Nick Tropeano, the West Islip, New York native, on the mound for the first time since July 18th of 2016 against the Rangers, has been superb. Fastball command, movement, and the ability to work in and out of that zone. Of course, now with a nice cushion, only 76 pitches for Nick Tropeano. Calling for the Angels, seeing the offense continue to roll, eases things on Mike Scioscia a little bit better to manage that bullpen. This has been your Nissan Game Break. And before we go back to Victor and Mark, here is a message from Nissan.
Six nothing. And he has been on cruise control pretty much this entire game. He's retired the last 7 in a row. And here in the 7th inning, Kansas City will be sending up Merrifield, Almonte, and Goings. In case you were wondering, the triple by Shohei Ohtani. 106 miles per hour off the bat. Out to right center field. A 2-strike approach. Shortened up the swing.
Yeah.
And you know what? It should have. That was a courtesy slide into third base. That's a stand-up triple.
His stride was amazing. And the Angels now 7 of the last 9 games, 6 or more runs, getting some high fives. Cole Calhoun, first triple for Shohei. Yes, it was. That was quick. That's awesome.
Love it.
That was fun to watch. How quickly he got around the bases.
So back behind the plate, Maldonado has no play on it. Not a lot of room between home plate and the screen here. 0-1 count.
I always felt there was a little more than that back in the day before they did some.
Yeah, the renovations.
Yeah, because I saw many wild pitches back there backing up.
This is one of the shorter distances, I think, in baseball now, right?
Yes.
Pittsburgh, it's fairly short, if I remember correctly.
Remember old Yankee Stadium? That was about 20 miles behind the plate, felt like it.
That was to Tropeano's house.
Yes.
On Long Island. Pride of Stony Brook University.
Yes.
Far so good. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. 5 hits allowed. This one's out to right, hit well. Cole backing up on it. Makes the catch, 1 out.
Tell you what, Victor, a lot of times when we're doing the pregame show, Jose and I, the starting pitcher will go by, you can wave at him, say hi, and Tropeano walking by and says, hey, good luck today, Nick. He looked at me as if he was going to like drop me there. He had that good edge going from the get-go. I love that what I saw from him today. Little back east edge working for Nick Tropeano. He's carried it into this game. Excellent. Consider 633 days in between starts at the major league level for Tropeano. Helps out when you have this offense rolling like it is tonight again.
Almonte skying went out to left, not very deep. Upton's there. 2 outs. Here comes Ryan Goins, the second baseman.
Four fly balls Upton's way tonight. He's been busy, both in the field and certainly at the plate with 3 hits.
Goins 1 for 2, single to right his first time up, then lined into that inning-ending double play in the 4th inning. Kansas City at that point had runners at first and third with 1 out. Down the left field line. This could be trouble. That is a fair ball into the corner. Upton's got it. Goins on his way to second. It's a 2-out double. First extra base hit of the year for Goins.
2-hit night for Goins. Single and a double. That's just a pretty good pitch right there. Good hitting by Goins. Went with the pitch. It's not a whole lot you can do when you make it and throw a pitch exactly where you want it. Sometimes you got to give credit to the hitter for a better approach than your pitch itself.
That double snaps that consecutive batters retired streak at 9. It was Almonte that last reached safely in the 4th. Escobar walking a fly ball to center.
Still good velocity on his fastball, still good late movement. Runs that 2-seamer off the plate, catches the outside corner. 85 pitches for Tropeano. We're here in the 7th with 2 outs. Very efficient.
1-1.
We can see that differential, not a whole lot between the first inning at 93 and here into the 7th at 91. Try not to look far ahead. You look at this batter right now as the guy you want to get to finish off this inning. A tough hitter here, even though he struggled to start the season. Very good hitter in Escobar.
Tim Johnson's ready to go if necessary. Quick conversation. Drew Butera, the number 9 hitter's on deck. And congratulations to Joe Mauer, career hit number 2,000.
Well, certainly wasn't on the first pitch, I'm sure.
Oh.
That's a pretty good career.
Yes.
An MVP.
At home, too.
For the local boy.
Yeah. Twins leading the White Sox 4-0. Short schedule throughout Major League Baseball.
That is a
games.
Pure swing.
Yeah.
That's a big man, too. Catcher. Won a Gold Glove.
And he walked him. Second walk of the game. I wonder if Socha pulls the plug here. Yep. That's going to be it. So Nick Tropeano falls 1 out shy of just becoming the 2nd starter this year to work 7 innings for the Angels. Shohei Ohtani did it Sunday at home against the Oakland A's. But what a start, what a comeback. First outing since 2016. Gooby, he was spectacular.
Absolutely outstanding for Nick Tropeano. 633 days in between starts in the majors. Yes, I agree. Applaud Nick Tropeano. Congratulations on an outstanding performance.
Nice job by Nick Tropeano. 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 6 hits allowed. He'll depart with a couple of men on base. Those are his responsibility with 2 outs here in the 7th. It's good to see him back and throwing the ball well.
How great is that to see that smile on his face also?
Seventh game for Jim Johnson, 1-0 at a 2.45 ERA. 8 strikeouts, 2 walks through 7 1/3. Breaking ball hit to short. Should do it. Simmons on to Kinsler. And they force out Alcides Escobar, who plops down at the bag at second base. 7
close
in the books. Angels on top 6-0.
With the bases loaded, we talked to that and seen that power, but now tonight on display, the speed turns on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and the speed, the exit velocity off that bat, 106 miles per hour. What you're really impressed with is that sprint speed and his ability to get around the third base in 11.49 seconds. What an impressive stride for Shohei Ohtani. That's the 5th best in the majors as far as going from first to third, home to third, I should say, turning that into a triple.
Top of the order, Ian Kinsler gets Brandon Maurer. The Angels sending 9 men to the plate in the 7th. Gets Blaine Boyer and Maurer. Boyer went 2/3 of an inning, got charged with all 5 runs. Ian 1 for 4 tonight with a home run. Pulls this one down the line, just foul. No balls, 2 strikes. 6 runs, 12 hits, 9 left on for the Halos. 0, 6, and 6 for Kansas City. Lifted in the air, shallow right. Long run in for Soler toward the foul line.
Soler's had to cover a lot of ground tonight.
He's feeling like Torrey Hunter when he had Bobby Abreu and Juan Rivera flanking him in the outfield.
Torrey had to do some serious running to left, to right, the dead center, the entire outfield.
That was the year the Angels would travel like 50-some thousand miles. It was like the longest road trips ever. Torrey had covered that much ground by May.
How happy he was when Peter Borges made up he could move to right field. Didn't have to cover as much. And boy, his career took off from that point, especially hitting that number 2 spot in the lineup. Trout so far this season has seen a little bit over 4 pitches per plate appearance. Right on cue. Now we'll see 5 at least in this plate appearance.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 for 3 tonight. 2 singles and a walk.
Trout over the last 2 seasons led baseball in on-base percentage. Already on base tonight 3 times. 2 hits and a walk. Runs scored. Had a career high 442 on-base percentage. Not quite Barry Bonds-like, but very close. That 1 year for Barry Bonds.
The other 3-2. Breaking ball, foul back. That one up in the zone.
Already an 8-pitch at bat for Trout.
Duda. Gonna run out of room.
Next pitch will be pitch number 10 of this at bat.
But wait, there's more.
Yes, Yo 11.
That's driven out to straightaway center field. Now Monty turns around, and that is gone. Big fly for Mike Trout, makes it 7-0 Halos. I think he just won that battle.
Yeah, the more pitches you see, the more you're apt as a pitcher. You're going to make a mistake at some point. He made some really good pitches prior to that one to Trout, and dead center field, Mike Trout. It's a home run in 5 straight series for Trout. Changeup down. That's always going to be hit hard by Trout. Anything down, especially a changeup, and he lines it out of the ballpark at dead center field. First Angel ever to hit a home run in his first 5 series of the season. Their own individual drinks down there in the dugout. Used to be you had the Gatorade and stuff. Now they have their own individual.
Everything's personalized nowadays.
Yes.
You can customize drinks and everything.
Yes. We try with the cheers. Oh.
The Angels' version of Oktoberfest.
Look at that. There you go. Their own names on it. Ipe next to Mike Trout. How about that seat Ipe has every night? Shohei Ohtani's interpreter. There's Shohei next to Mike Trout. What a night for Trout. 3 hits, a walk, home run, 2 runs scored, an RBI.
112 miles per hour off the bat for Trout.
Again, that's on a changeup.
2-2. Little flare out toward left center. Gonna hang up there for Almonte.
Remember, he had that changeup off of Martin Perez in Texas. think that was about 112 or 114 miles per hour exit velocity on a changeup. So you're creating that power yourself. Special talent, Mike Trout. That did look like one of your 2 irons, though, isn't it?
No.
No.
That's ripped foul, heads up, incoming. Tropeano's loving it. He had a 1-0 lead, and even in situations where he put himself into some situations, put himself in the corner, got out of it, double play balls, big strikeouts, threw the ball well. First start back in the big leagues since 2016 after Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, Victor, I got to witness Dennis Leonard. He went over, I think it was well over 1,000 days in between starts in the big leagues. And his first start back, complete game shutout against Toronto. That was one of the best moments I ever witnessed in baseball.
Beyond the reach of Escobar, and Pujols picks up a single. So now 15 hits shy of 3,000. He doubled back in the first. Going to get lifted for a pinch runner. Jeffrey Marte taking over.
Some high fives walking in that dugout. 2-hit performance by Albert, single and a double. 15 hits shy of 3,000. Lots of smiles in that dugout. Again, going back to 7 of the last 9 games, the Angels have scored 6 or more runs.
Bouncer to second. Goins goes to first. And the 8th is in the books. The Angels add a run, and it was Mike Trout's 3rd hit of the night. It took several pitches from Bandon Mauer. Trout won the battle.
Cheers to Mike Trout. 5 straight series with a home run.
The defending American League Eastern champions, the Boston Red Sox, for a 3-game set beginning on Tuesday. To get your tickets for April 17th, 18th, and 19th, just go to angels.com. 7-0 Halos. Top of the order for Kansas City. It's Jay, Soler, and Moustakas against Jim Johnson, who came and got the last out of the 7th. Over to third. Valbuena's got it. Marte, who stays in the game at first base, squeezes it, 1 down.
Going back to Trout's home run how impressive that was. 11 pitch at bat, exit velocity 111.8 miles per hour, 19 as far as the launch angle and distance over that center field wall, and got out quickly for Trout. Again, he fought off some real tough pitches from Mauer. So he finally got a change up over the plate. Jim Johnson with that good power sinker. You see how the bullpen is starting to set up, but there's runners on base. Mike Scioscia seems to be more at ease bringing in Johnson with runners on because his ability to get a quick out, get a ground ball out.
Tried to bring that one back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Soler 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. 2 looking, 1 swinging. Called strike 3 of a pitch that's been called all night. Unfortunately for hitters on both sides, it's a 4 strikeout game for Soler.
And it's been called quite a bit. That's the 3rd time Soler has been called out looking of the 4.
One for 3 game for Moustakas. Out towards center, it's a base hit. Slicing away from Trout, it's going to go to the wall. Moustakas on his way to second for this 3rd double of the year. We were talking about that earlier, the approach that he has taken over the last couple of years to just go away, swing the other way.
And we, George Brett, we were talking about him being in there earlier, and he talked about a couple of seasons ago having conversations with Moustakas about starting to stay back and using the other part of, especially this spacious yard here in Kansas City. The left center field is a left-handed batter. A great opportunity to pick up some hits, turn on mistakes in. Is a perfect example of Moustakas going the other way.
Breaking ball, yanked foul. No balls and a strike on the Royals first baseman, who's 1 for 3 tonight, singled back in the 4th. Hit toward right, there's a base hit. Moustakas will come in to score. Back-to-back hits with 2 outs. The Royals are on the board at 7-1.
Able to turn on that heater on the inside part of the plate, just gets it by with that shift being on in the infield. So the 2 batters that really have swung the bat well as far as producing runs for the Royals come through there with an RBI single. Moustakas doubles and scores on the base hit by Duda.
back-to-back 2-out hits. And here's Whit Merrifield, the DH. Takes low. Ground ball to second. Kessler's there. Flips it to Simmons. And we'll head to the ninth inning. Royals get on the board. It's 7-1 Angels. Johnson, Martin Maldonado, Charles Nagy talking things over. Royals got on the board in the 8th. Angels still on top 7-1 as we begin the 9th. Till the Angels will face a new reliever. Brandon Bowers done after an inning and 3rd. Gave up 1 run. That was on the Trout home run. 3 total hits. And it's the right-hander, fireballer Kelvin Herrera taking over. Herrera, 5th game. No record, no ERA. 6 strikeouts through 3 1/3.
Fastball is going to be 94 to 99. He'll throw a cutter, slider, changeup, a good changeup.
Simmons, Valbuena, and Ohtani here in the 9th. Andrelton Simmons on board twice for the double, a walk and a run scored. 1 for 3 overall.
.97-mile-an-hour fastball, lower part of the strike zone.
Ground ball and off the glove of Moustakas. Came up with a nice play earlier in the game. Can't handle that one. So multi-hit game for Simmons. 15th hit of the night for the Angels.
Another multi-hit game for Andrelton Simmons. Going back to my Hyundai key for this game today. It's all about believing. It's believing in that process of swinging at pitches in the strike zone. Urkinski, Paul Sorrento talked about that from the first day of spring training. They've been very good. We've seen a lot of multi-run games, multi-run innings for this team, and believe in the fact of staying in that process of swinging at strikes.
You always circle it back down to your Philly days, huh? Trust the process.
Trust the process. Well, it also brings us out here to the KU Rock Shop.
That's right. Luis Valbuena takes down and away. 2 for 4. A couple of singles.
Hey, Mike Scioscia likes to reference that quite a bit too. Trust the process. Part of his daily briefing here before the game during batting practice.
2 balls, no strikes.
Boy, look at going back to that graphic. 26 innings so far this season, 2 or more runs. Pretty impressive. Most in the majors. This offense in general is leading every offensive category. And if you go back to even to the last 9 games, 20 multi-run innings. You know, we talked about even in the opening day, the bottom part of the lineup being very effective. Well, now you look at the top part and the bottom part of the lineup coming through. Trout with 3 hits, Upton with 3 hits, Albert with 2. Kinsler with a home run to lead it off.
Count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff single for Simmons. He's at first. Full count.
Good at bat working here too for Balbuena. Again, looking for that one mistake during the process of seeing a number of pitches like Trout did against Mauer. Six hits combined between those two tonight.
Another payoff. Balbuena hits this one to Duda. Knocks it down, goes to second. It's the only play they get with Herrera having to cover. So Balbuena reaches on the fielder's choice. 1 out. And Ohtani coming to the plate. Shohei 1 for 3. Had a bases clearing triple in the 7th. Now has 11 runs batted in.
A Royal fan with an Ohtani picture. That's pretty cool.
Shift on. 3 infielders on the right side. I think that's the first time we've seen a full shift, right?
Gonna try something new. He's got a hit in all 6 starts as a designated hitter.
Off speed pitch, rolled foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball over to third. Koustakas has it. It's the only play they're going to have.
Tried to beat that shift going the other way.
It's a 5-6 put out at second. 2 outs and Ohtani at first. Maldonado now stepping up. Now it looks like Ned Yost is going to make a pitching change.
16 pitches for Herrera in this game.
2 outs here in the ninth, 7-1 Angels, and a pitching change. Takes over on the mound, picked up in a trade back in December from the New York Mets. Tyler, Texas native, 28 years of age. And a brief cup of coffee in the big leagues back in 2013 with the Padres. 10 games, 7 starts. This will be his 3rd appearance with Kansas City this year. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 strikeout, and 3 walks. He'll face Martin Maldonado with Otani standing at first base. Halos have Blake Parker loosening. Pitch the bottom of the ninth. Maldonado lifting one out toward right center field on Monty. Drifting back just shy of the track, hauls it in as he steps onto the cinders. This game is off to the bottom of the ninth. Angels on top. Includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Just go to MLB.tv for the details. Halo fans, got to be happy. Came into play tonight with a 10-3 mark and a 4-game winning streak. Trying to make it 5 in a row. Trying to get Nick Tropeano his first win of the season in his first start. Ended up going 6 2/3, no runs, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts. Jim Johnson, an inning and a third. He He allowed a run, and now Blake Parker trying to close this one out. 7th appearance, 5 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Almonte, Goins, and Escobar, 6, 7, and 8 for Kansas City.
Good opportunity to be able to see if he can pick up a mile or two on the fastball and then stay on top of that splitter also for Blake Parker.
Out toward left center field, not very deep. John has to come in on it. 1 down. One for 4 game for Abraham Almonte, making his first start as a Royal. And here comes Goins. Multi-hit game for the second baseman. Single and a double, 2 for 3 overall. No balls, 2 strikes. Tomorrow night, Jason Hamill on the mound for Kansas City. Andrew Heaney scheduled to make the start. There's Andrew. Come off the disabled list. Oh, nice piece of hitting by Goins, going the opposite way. A 3-hit game for the Royals second baseman.
And not a bad pitch, but just a better swing.
Here's a look at the matchups for the weekend. Mentioned Heaney, Hamels tomorrow. Richards and Junis on Saturday. And then the Shohei Ohtani show on Sunday. Skoglund going for Kansas City. Here's Al City's Escobar, 0 for 1. Couple of walks. Get 2 walks on the season coming into play tonight. Picked up 2 more tonight. No balls, 2 strikes. Hit attack for the Angels. Trout leading the way, on board 4 times. A walk, 2 singles, and a home run. Upton with 3 hits. Pujols with 2 hits, a double and a single. 0-2. Fouled off. Anderson Simmons with a multi-hit game. Same goes for Luis Valbuena. Shohei Ohtani, a bases clearing triple in the 7th, all supporting Nick Tropeano. 6 2/3 tonight. Oh, 2 again. Almost got him to chase it. 1-2. Assuming the score holds, Tropeano picks up the W. He'll be the 9th Angels pitcher to get a win this year, most by any team. And Heaney tomorrow night will be the 9th man to start a game for the Angels. And on the verge of going 11-3 to start. Swing and a miss. Down goes Escobar, 2 down. Good off-speed pitch, down and away. For a guy that likes to pull the trigger. Good bite, tumbler. And it'll bring up Drew Butero. Halo's 1 out away from making it 5 in a row. Goins takes off. He'll take second on indifference. Halos with 1 run in the first inning. That was the leadoff home run by Ian Kinsler, 47th time in his career. And he's done that. Now 4th all time in that category. And it stayed a 1-0 game until the Angels broke it open in the 7th with 5 runs. They batted around. Oh, 1. Ends up the count. Butero 0 for 3. Struck out. Fly ball to center, the fielder's choice. Good pitch. Locked him up, looking for something away. Parker's ready. Here's the 1-2. Check swing. Did not go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Albert, by the way, with those 2 hits tonight, now 15 hits shy of 3,000. Now the 2-2. Swing into the seats. This Angels team continues to roll. Coming into play tonight, 6-1 out on the road to virtually #1 in every offensive category. Average, home runs, runs, on-base percentage, slugging. Nice mix up and through the lineup. No Kozar tonight, just getting the night off, and Kinsler stepped in right away. This one's popped up. Kinsler, speaking of him, will squeeze it, light that baby up as the Angels pick up the victory tonight by the final of 7-1. Have now run their record to 11-3 on the season. That's matching the 1979 Angels for their best start in franchise history. At 1979 club ended up starting 12-3 that year. So it's been a heck of a run, and they've been able to piece it together.